We're here today at the Fullerton Hotel to meet John Costello. John is the Chief Marketing Officer and Innovation Officer of Dunkin brands, and he is visiting Asia to see how his brand is doing across the region. John, welcome to Singapore.
Thank you, Alan. It's great to be here.
Before you go into your trip and what you're doing in Asia, can you just tell us a little bit about your background, how you started in your career?
Sure. I've been fortunate to have a career in consumer products, technology, and retail. I started my career at the Procter & Gamble company and then was Senior Vice President of Marketing and Sales for Pepsi, and then later worked at companies like Yahoo and AC Nielsen, and then more recently joined Dunkin brands about 3 years ago. So it's been a real opportunity to focus on the consumer for the most of my career.
But it's quite a wide portfolio, really.
Well, it is, and what I found is I enjoy learning about new industries, but it's all grounded in trying to understand what consumers want and then finding ways to meet their needs better than anyone else.
I also gather you were voted in the top 30 of influential marketing people by AdAsia magazine.
It is. I've been fortunate to work at some great companies at seminal times in their career, from Procter & Gamble and Pepsi to my time at Sears and the Home Depot, and AdAsia was kind to give me some recognition for that.
I know the brand is very successful now in China, but I gather you went in a few years back and it wasn't so successful. Can you tell me what the difficulties were that you faced?
Well, Asia is very important to Dunkin brands. When you put together Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins, we have over 5,400 restaurants in over 15 countries in Asia, and the business is doing very, very well. I think when we went into China initially, it was a bit early in terms of the development of the emerging middle class there, but also, particularly on Dunkin' Donuts, the emergence of a coffee culture and the importance of bakery. And we're fortunate now on both Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins to have some great partners in China. When you put both brands together, we have more than 150 restaurants in both mainland China and Taiwan, and are very optimistic about our future there.
Outside of China, where has Dunkin' Donuts got other outlets?
We're really pretty broadly represented beyond mainland China and Taiwan. We're in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, Thailand, and we just signed an agreement with the Jubilant Food Works to open 500 restaurants in India over the next 15 years. So Asia both represents an important part of our heritage and our future. In fact, what many people don't realize is that Dunkin' Donuts has been in Asia over 30 years with an agreement we signed with partners in Thailand, where today we have a very strong Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins business.
Asia is not a homogeneous entity, so how do you cope with the cultural differences?
I think it really involves working with great partners and understanding the local consumers and tailoring our mix to their needs. Both Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins are global brands, and what we find that our consumers in Asia want is a combination of both local and global choices. So we work with our partners to tailor our product mix so they can get their favorite Boston cream donut, but that can also get flavors that are relevant to their individual market.
Name a few of the products that you've developed because of those cultural differences.
We have the Gaya donut here in Singapore. In China and Thailand, we have donuts with shredded chicken and shredded pork, where our consumers there like more savory products. We'll also see that while consumers everywhere like Dunkin' Original Coffee, that in Asia we also offer tea throughout those markets as well. So it's really a combination of personalizing global favorites like Dunkin' Coffee, Boston Cream Donuts, or Baskin-Robbins Jamocha Almond Fudge, along with local flavors like green tea ice cream and tea beverages as well.
How do you make it a day-long experience dining in Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts is all about keeping you recharged all day long, and it really varies around the world. In the United States, it's very much about helping get you running in the morning, which we use our marketing theme, America Runs on Dunkin'. In Asia, it's more all-day dining, so it may be where you stop later in the morning or even at a break in lunch or after school and work in the evening. And so in Asia, our theme is enjoy your moment, an opportunity to take a pause in your busy day, and we try and have the right products to really meet our consumers all day long.
Difficulties face international brands when they come into Asia. Are there any common difficulties?
I would say there's common challenges or opportunities in that I think where companies run into problems is where they assume that all countries and all consumers are alike. And in fact, Asia is made up of some very individual countries with individual consumers. In each one of those countries, the consumers have preferences they like and their own habits. So I think that the key to success is to really understand what consumers want and then tailoring your product mix, your store experience, and your in-store service to really meet those needs. And then another part of it is to build awareness of your brand. While Dunkin' Donuts and Baskin-Robbins are very successful global brands, our awareness is not always the same around the world. So, for example, we just announced a marketing partnership with LeBron James, who is one of the most successful players in the NBA. He was a Rookie of the Year and a two-time MVP, and we've signed a marketing partnership with him in Asia to begin in mainland China, Taiwan, Korea, and India as a way to bring some fun to our consumers in those countries, but also build some brand awareness for both Baskin and Robbins and Dunkin' Donuts in a very unique and fun way. So I think it really boils down to understanding your consumer, tailoring your whole product and guest mix to provide better choices for them, and then delivering that every day in every one of our restaurants.
John, you've had a vast experience. So what advice would you give a young brand manager who's now working on his first product?
That's a great question, Al. I often feel like I spent the first half of my career building very sophisticated skills, and the second half simplifying. So the advice I would give brand managers today is to really focus on the consumer. Make sure you really understand who your consumer is, and then differentiate your brand. In other words, find a way to provide a good reason for consumers to pick your brand over all their other choices every day. I think it's very easy as a brand manager to forget that your consumers have choices every day. And so I think if you focus on the consumer, focus on brand differentiation, you'll be in good shape. I'd also say have fun. Take the business very seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously.
John Costello, thank you so much for talking to us.